Good day to you. My name is Graham Paddock and I want to talk to you today about the requirement that every community scheme must appoint a COVID-19 compliance officer and have a hygiene and safety plan. This arises in terms of the disaster management regulations. If you have a look at that, it's under the Other Legislation tab in the club. You go to disaster management and you look at the regulations. Under the regulations, you open up chapter 6, which is for alert level 1, and you look at regulation 79, which deals specifically with this issue. You'll see that every entity, private or public, must designate a COVID-19 compliance officer, and that officer must oversee the implementation of a plan that has to be designed for that entity, for your community scheme. And the plan deals with strict adherence to the standards of hygiene and health protocols relating to COVID-19 at the workplace. You'll see in a few instances the workplace is emphasized as being the core of this requirement, but have a look at B, it's wider. It also deals with adequate space for employees and social distancing measures for the public and service providers as may be required. Once you have such a plan and an officer to implement it, you have to retain that plan for inspection. What does this mean? Well, it gives you an opportunity. You may be a scheme that already has extensive plans for OHS, or you might not. You may think that COVID-19 is going to reoccur and further levels of lockdown will be applied to you, or you may not. But one way or another, this is a legal requirement that you have to have a plan and you have to get somebody, I suppose it could be a managing agent or it could be one of your trustees, but to take responsibility for that plan. Have a look at this thing carefully. It's something that needs to be dealt with. You may think that you in fact want to incorporate parts of such a plan into the scheme's rules, or you may say, no, we simply want a plan under the Disaster Management Act. That's your choice. But whatever you do, you have to look at this thing carefully and make a plan that isn't a generic thing, but that's something that's specific, that deals with your type of security, your type of facilities. If you have a swimming pool, if you have a clubhouse, whatever you have, and whatever areas are in your particular scheme, you need to think about them and design a plan. Thank you for joining me.